All right, electricians, let me walk you through a licensing exam question that very well might be on your journeyman's or master's licensing exam. This is randomized for me. It's raw. Let's find the answer in the codebook. Our question says, what is the minimum calculated load for three 15 kW ranges in a dwelling? So I'm going to write down three 15 kW ranges in a dwelling, okay? Try to ignore that, sorry. So this is a service load calculation in a pretty basic form. On your licensing exam, you're probably gonna have a much more difficult one, but again, this is great practice. So if you are in the 2023 and prior, the code article you need to go to is article 220.55. There is a table there that will give you the answer. In the 2026, they moved that from article 220 to article 120, so it's the same information, just a different code article. So again, I'm going to article 120, what did I say, .55. Okay, so this is what the table should look like. Let me zoom in for you so that you can see what I'm seeing. Again, it's the same information here. Okay, so Article 120.55, demand factors and loads for household electric ranges, wall-mounted ovens, counter-mounted cooking units, and other household cooking appliances. Okay, it's important to understand how to read this table. Again, column A is dealing with those cooking appliances that are less than 3.5 kW. Our question, again, is 15K, so it's not in column A. Column B is from 3.5 through 8 3/4. Okay, again, we're above that. And then column C is maximum demand in kW for ranges not over 12 kW, not over 12, but our ranges say 15 kW. So now what do? Notice how it says C note, so that's exactly what we're going to do. So note 1 says we're over 12 kW through 27 kW, and all of the ranges are the same rating. So this is the note that we're falling under, okay, because we're over 12. Our question says three 15 kW ranges, and all of those three are 15. They're all the same rating. So let's read note 1, okay? It says, for ranges individually rated more than 12, but not more than 27, the maximum demand in column C, okay, so we're still using a value that's in this column C here, but let's continue reading to figure out what we do with that number. So again, the maximum demand in column C shall be increased 5% for each additional kilowatt of rating or major fraction thereof, by which the rating of the individual ranges exceeds 12 kW. That is a mouthful, isn't it? You're probably thinking, what the heck does that mean? Okay, so we're just going to start with the fundamentals here. Okay, so we have three 15 kW ranges. The first thing that it said was the value in column C. So let's start off with that. The value in column C. What is that value? Okay, so how we read column C is we ask ourselves, how many appliances do we have? In our question, we have 3 appliances. So we're gonna go over to column C. So when 3 appliances fall under the circumstances in column C, we're starting with 14 kW, okay? So 3 appliances in column C is 14 kW. So again, the number of appliances in question give us a column C value. What is that value? Just like I said, it's 14 kW in accordance with column C. So now let's continue reading that note. So the maximum demand in column C, which we just got, 14 kW, shall be increased by 5%, okay? For each additional kilowatt of rating or major fraction thereof, by which the rating of individual ranges exceeds 12 kW. Okay, so this 14 kW has to be increased by 5% for each kW over 12. How many kW over 12 are there? 3 kW, right? Okay, so again, this number has to be increased by 5% for each kilowatt, which is 3. So this number has to be increased by a total of 15%. How do we increase this by 15%? We're going to multiply it by 1 point, whatever that percent is. In this case, it's 15 by 15%. So let me get my calculator out. Okay, we have 14 times 1.15 and it's going to give us 16.1 kW. That is going to be my final answer. Guys, this is, in my head, this is basics. This is fundamental, okay? This is not the type of question you're going to see on your licensing exam. On the licensing exam, it's only going to be harder. On this channel, we're dedicated to exposing you little by little, whether you're an apprentice, journeyman, or master, to the types of questions you're going to see on your exams so that you're confident and prepped by the time you take yours, okay? So comment down below if you learned something. Comment down below if you have any questions. Again, we are here to help. We'll see you on the next one.